Hello, welcome to a new video. So today I am doing something that's a little bit linked to a video I did back in June. So in June I did Sapphic book recs. I can never remember which side. I think it's this one. I can't remember. I'll put the link here. So I recommended some books that I have read that I recommend that are predominantly Sapphic, or even have a little bit of Sapphic in. I have made a list of books, like Sapphic books, that I have not read. Some of them I own and some of them I don't yet, but I thought I would go through the Sapphic books on my radar. So the first one is a very new book. I'm going to be showing the Illumicrate July book. So if you haven't got it yet, I think most people have got it by now, apart from international readers. I don't think I get many international people watching, but if you haven't got your July Illumicrate, just skip ahead a little bit. I will put the timestamp here to skip ahead because I don't want to spoil this book for you because it is stunning. But it is The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. So this is Sapphic, and on the back it's got Falling in Love Never Burns So Bright. But like, look at them. I'm so here for this. I am so incredibly excited to read this. Like, I have not been this excited about an Illumicrate book or any BookBox book in so long. So I really hope that this lives up to the, it's not even hype because I've not seen anyone talk about it because it's a brand new release, but like, I hope this lives up to my hopefulness. I hope. Next up is Bitterthorn by Kat Dunn. Now this was a Christmas present from Ash. I have read Kat Dunn's, what's it called? Is it the Dangerous Remedy series, or is there an actual name for it? I can't remember, but I've read the Dangerous Remedy trilogy and I really liked that, and it was Sapphic, but this is a standalone. Her writing is just stunning, and look at those end papers. I am so excited to read this. I'm hoping to get to it fairly soon. The audiobook is on Everand, so yeah. Next up is Every Exquisite Thing by Laura Stephen. Now, I read The Society for Soulless Girls last year or earlier this year. I'm so excited for this. I don't know how Sapphic it will be, but I'm just telling you all the Sapphic books on my radar, and this is on it. Next up is actually the final book in a trilogy which I will be reading in August, and it is Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. I've enjoyed this series so much so far, and I'm so intrigued for Iris's story after seeing her in the first two books. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and these books are so incredibly Sapphic. I am so here for it. Next up is Goldilocks by Laura Lamb. Now, I did not know this was Sapphic, but it was coming up on all the Sapphic lists, and it's actually on my 12 books for 2024. I believe this was Andy's pick for my 12 books. And obviously there's not many picks to go now because we're nearly at the end of the year. Well, we're over halfway, not nearly at the end just yet. But yeah, so I'll be reading this year, and I am intrigued. Next up is She Is a Haunting by Trang Tan Tran. I'm gonna be honest, I knew nothing about this, but I saw it on the shelf at the freebie shelf at work, and it sounds really good. So I'm intrigued, and it's gonna be perfect for September, October time because it looks very, very spooky. So the top line just says, "This house eats and is eaten." Haunted house? Yes, please. Next up is another sequel, and it is Miss Rule by Heather Walter. So I read Malice last year, I think, or the year before, and it was so good. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know why I haven't read the sequel yet, but this is me. Are we shocked? No. But this is the year that we finished series, and I've been doing a great job so far. So yeah, I am really excited to continue and finish this series because I really enjoyed the first book, and it's so Sapphic. Next up we have After Love by Tanya Byrne. I don't actually remember anything about this book. Yeah, I think this is going to be really sad, but also it's female romance, so I'm going to read it. I do think this is YA. I'm pretty sure Tanya Byrne writes YA, but I am really excited to read this. It's been on my, wait, when did this come out, because this is the Fairy Loot additional book, back when Fairy Loot used to put like every so often a second book in. So this 2021, this is 3 years old. I need to read it. Next up, we have 2 Sophie Gonzalez books. So we have Perfect on Paper and Never Ever Getting Back Together. These are both Sapphic. I believe the female characters in both of these are bisexual. And I am really excited to read both of them. I'm just really bad at keeping up with author backlists. So I read Only Mostly Devastated, which is male romance, and I loved that. And then I read If This Gets Out, which is male romance, which is co-written with another author, and it's one of my favourite books. It has One Direction vibes, not just saying. But now I need to read some of her Sapphic stuff. Next up is The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. I have read Isabel Sterling's other series, and part of the reason I hadn't read this yet is because I wanted to finish the other series first, because I like to read in publication order. But I have since read that. I read that a couple of months back, so I can now read this whenever, and I'm hoping to get to this soon. I'm thinking, because it's like vampires. Is it a vampire and a witch? Or vampire and a clairvoyant, possibly? I would like to get to this in September or October. Probably October, but it's Sapphic. Also, I love this US cover, because the UK cover, I unhauled my copy that I got in a Fairy Loot box, because I'm not about the UK cover, but the US cover is stunning. Next up, we have another 2 by the same author. It is Adiba Jagadar's book. So we have Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating and A Million to One. I'm going to be honest, I don't have high hopes for A Million to One just because it's historical. It's Titanic, basically. And don't get me wrong, I liked the Titanic film, but I have different film tastes to book tastes, so we'll see. But I am looking forward to this one. These are both YA, so again, I'm not sure, but I tend to be more okay with YA romances when they're queer, because I can see myself in them more, and I have like the nostalgia from young Becca. So yeah. Next is another, believe, YA, and it is Never Kiss Your Roommate by Feline Harms. I don't actually know anything about this. I'm gonna guess it's a Friends to Lovers though, which I'm here for. Sapphic Friends to Lovers, who would have thought I'd like that? Next is a book I should have read when I first got it, because I went out of my way to get this particular edition because I didn't like the UK edition. It's A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I still haven't read it. I'm going to be honest, I don't actually remember what this is about, apart from it's Sapphic and it is dark academia. Which dark academia, I don't gravitate to books because they're dark academia, but if a book sounds good and it just so happens to be dark academia, I'll give it a go. But yeah, I need to try and read this soon. Next up is It Goes Like This by Mill Morland. I'm going to be honest, I got this because after I read If This Gets Out, I wanted more books like that. And I found this book, which is, it's given me Little Mix vibes, but not like the characters are like those from Little Mix. It's just given me vibes in the sense they're a girl band. And because I read If This Gets Out, which is very much One Direction, I was here for this. But yeah, it's Sapphic and the band get back together and it's Sapphic and I'm here for it. I need to read it soon because it sounds really good. I think it's YA as well, I think. And then I have a few more after this one, but this is the last one I actually own. So it's Margot Zimmerman Gets the Girl by Brianna Armstrong and Sarah Waxelbaum. This is an ARC. I can't actually remember if this is an ARC I requested or got it unsolicited, but I feel really bad because this has got on sale May 2nd, 2023. And I haven't read it. And there is a bookmark in, but I haven't started it. I do want to read this soon. I mean, it starts off, Margot Zimmerman is gay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to read this book. There's one more that I do own, but I don't own it physically. I own the ebook, and that is, so it's More Than a Best Friend by Emma Alban. this is Lesbian Bridgerton. Now, I don't want to read the Bridgerton books. I have no interest in them. However, make it lesbian. I'm here for it. I am a little bit annoyed because this was originally called Don't Want You Like a Best Friend. And I think that name is better, but I unfortunately am not in control of the book names. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. And it was 99p on Kindle when I got it. So I was like, yes, please. Okay, now we move on to the ones that are on my radar but I don't own yet. So first up we have Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. I was a bit worried about this because of triggers, but the lovely Andy took one for the team and told me the triggers after she read it. So I am very excited to read this. I actually have this on hold from the library. I have the audiobook and physical book on hold. I don't know which one I'm going to get first. I think I'm going to get the physical first, which is great, apart from the fact I will need the audiobook, so we're going to see how that goes. But I'm really excited to read this. It sounds so good, and the more I hear about it, the more I'm like, I want to read it. Next is I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I am a fan of Casey McQuiston's books. I've enjoyed both of their previous books, and I have been a bit skeptical about this. I don't own it yet because it's YA, and whilst I do like queer YA stories, I am so used to Casey McQuiston's adult books that I don't know if I will like this. So I'm just gonna get it from Everand, get it from the library, whichever, and decide then if I actually want it. Next up is Some Girls Do by Jennifer Duggan. I have heard so many good things about Jennifer Duggan's books, but I've never read any. And this one's Sapphic, so I want to read it. Will I ever get around to it? This is me, so probably not, because more books will come out and then this will keep going to the bottom of this, but it's on the radar. Next up is technically book 2 in a series, and I'm not sure if this is a series that can be read just as standalones or if they do very much link, because it's book 2 and it's Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. I don't remember the name of the first book because I have no interest in it because it's not Sapphic. But I want to read this one, so I'm going to need to do some digging and find out if I can read this without having read the first book. Next up is Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what this is about. All I remember is when I was looking up Sapphic books, this was there and I remember reading the blurb and it sounded really good, but now I have forgotten. But that's fine, because when it gets around to a time where I could read it, I will refresh my memory. Next up is She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan. This is another one. I don't remember what like the tropes are in this or anything. I just remember reading the blurb and being like, that sounds really good. Oh look, it's Sapphic as well. So I think it's a YA romance. I could be wrong. Next is the Edie Eckhart series by Rosie Jones. I believe she is bisexual. I could be wrong on that. I think she's bisexual, but this also has apparently amazing disability rep, and I would like to read more books with disability rep, so this would be a double whammy for that. And then the final book is one that I am so excited to read, and it is The Sky on Fire by Jen Lyons. I have never really had any interest in Jen Lyons books before. Obviously she has a pretty big series, and I say big in the sense it's popular and it's a chunky series, and I've never really had much interest in that. But then this is a standalone, this one's a standalone, and JD Ray Reads did a vlog on this book and it's made me so interested in it, and then I looked it up and it's gay. So I am very much wanting to read this. I think I'm actually going to see if my library has a copy so that I can read it, and if not, I'm probably just going to use a credit and buy the audiobook because I really want to read this one. So that is my current list of Sapphic books that are on my radar. I'm going to be honest, there is probably other ones, but right now that's all I can think of that's actually on my radar. If you have any other recommendations, please drop them in the comments, because I am more than happy to expand on this list. Yes, I have a list on my phone because I don't want to forget about these books. So yeah, let me know in the comments below as well if there's any you think I should prioritize, because I would like to get through these soon. I know a few of these I'm planning on buddy reading with Ash, So I think we're definitely planning on body reading Every Exquisite Thing because Laura Stephen is one of her favourite authors. I'm not sure about the others, but let me know what you think I should prioritise, because I want to read more Sapphic, so I can recommend more Sapphic, because I can't recommend these at the moment because I haven't read them. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.